today, what we're going to be doing is talking about the state of play. Because usually we'll just be playing the game immediately. But yesterday was a state of play. And I watched it this morning. Because like I said, there's usually barely much. Just usually things we already knew about and stuff. Wish it was pretty much... today's one was no different. So I'm just going to write down timestamp so I can remember where this was. Around there. It's fine. So I can know how to... Because I'm going to obviously clip this later. For those who want to know and don't want to have to watch... Well, just watch my opinions on it. So we're going to switch over to... I'm still playing the music because we're not going to watch any of this. Because I watched it this morning. Because like I said, it's an hour long and I don't really want to waste time. Because I don't have time or energy to sit through an hour long. More than hours. Because you can see the film was actually just over an hour. But we'll go like last state of play. We'll go through some points that kind of piqued my interest, at least. Not necessarily things I was going to play, but just like, oh, that was neat. Like this, for starters. Because I'll leave it playing while I talk over it. Which is Kina's, whatever the fuck that says. I can't fucking read. Which is basically a sequel to the other one. Which I was like kind of surprised they were going to do that. Because I never played the first one. The first one never really interested me. And I heard from like listening to podcasts and stuff. I think my password just got just got an email. Hang on. It was infuriatingly difficult as the game went on. Like it was like unfairly. Check on that later. So it was an issue. It looks cool, it looks like a Pixar film, but it's one of the things that makes me realize is this series going to be the knack of this generation? I know they're not similar in gameplay and stuff, but knack when it came out was considered to be like Pixar. Now this one is even more, and it was a game that came out at launch of the system, or around it, I think. Was okay. No one really thought much of it, and then like, yeah, we're going to do a sequel of that. But it looks neat. I don't really have any interest. I think I have the first one on PlayStation Plus. I haven't checked at all, but it's like neat, cool for those who want it. But it was like, it's just here's another open world game that we don't need. Really though, but not really for me personally. Because like I said, the other stuff is just stuff. This one, actually, the Death Stranding 2 one was interesting. The PC release. I wasn't expecting it this soon because Death Stranding 1 didn't come out until like 5-ish years. No, was it 2 years after? And I'm thinking of when it came to Xbox. So less than a year. That's not too bad. They're getting more on that than the stuff more Pride. But that one's a debatable one. It looks cool, but I'm not like 100%. There's a demo available for it though, and I might want to check to see if the save data will transfer over. Because if it does transfer over, I might play it and see if it's for me. Then Resident Evil. Most of the stuff I didn't care about, I just skipped over. I didn't want to see more of. Like Resident Evil Requiem. Like we're going to be playing that, so I don't need to see more of it. I do know one detail. I saw a short about this. Is that there's going to random like side tangent. One interesting thing that's going to made me even more excited to play this, not just the dual protagonists. What you do with one or the other can affect the other one. Not like major stuff. Like, for example, if I killed one of the zombies as Grace, Leon won't have to deal with them. But the same goes with like supplies and stuff. So it's like a balancing your way of like who do you want to have more than the other. And then you've got the fighting games. There's a lot of anniversaries this year because Dead or Alive time it's 30th anniversary. Then there's the new Control. I played like 2 hours of the first one, didn't really grab me. Then Rayman's 30th anniversary. Now that was an interesting one. I'll just get past this. Was the original one being re-released? Not the first 3, just the first one. And might end up playing that. They have different versions of it. I probably just played the PS1 version because my first introduction to the Rayman games was Rayman 3. I like the accessibility stuff. Was on the Game Boy Advance. I had to think for a second, and then never finished it. And then Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends. So I'm going to give this one a shot because I think it's out now. Because I think that's what the announcement was. That it was like out like Oh no, it's releasing. It's out today then, so it's already out. Let me check that one just to make sure. Rayman. Another list of games to get to when we can get to them. Let's see. Because I'm on the PSN store right now. Bear with me. Let's see. I guess it's releasing at a specific time because it's not on the out today. Out new game releases on the store is what I'm looking at. But that's definitely like a neat one. Like that's cool, but no, I'm not like, oh my god. It's not like a huge Rayman game because I've only played like a handful of them. But it's one of those things. There's at least Ubisoft is acknowledging their old games. Who knows? They might end up porting the other two. But then after that was, let's see. Well, that's just that. Then there was that. Star Wars one I didn't care about, nor did I care about like the. I don't care about the James Bond game. I like the 007 films, but like I don't know, just like this. It's just this like, can we just like have movie tying games be based off of the movie storylines instead of like, oh, let's base it in the universe. It's just like, doesn't really interest me. But as you can see, what was next on here, is this. There's no audio because I want to talk over this and I can't concentrate while they're talking about the games and talk at the same time. Is Metal Gear Solid 4 and Peace Walker's cool. Whatever. This was originally only a PS because if this is on this means it come to Xbox and the other stuff was a PS4 exclusive, and because it was made with a 3 in mind, it was one of those games that never got ported because of how difficult it is. Now it's playable modern consoles, which is obviously, I've said this before, I didn't get into the Metal Gear franchise until 2015, and I did have still on my PS3, so I did play it on there. But it's cool just to have this to be played on modern systems, and obviously when this comes out, we're going to be playing it, of course. Which is August, I believe, with also Peace Walker on there as well. So that's gonna be cool. It's gonna be interesting to see what the trophy list was like, because the trophy list for the original one was, definitely out of my wheelhouse to be able to be done. The only thing is, it's just those two. I was kind of hoping maybe Twin Snakes also on there, which wouldn't be surprised me. Also, adding some like visual updates for the collection one for like Metal Gear Solid 1. I was like, oh, I could have had that when we played that last year, but whatever. It wouldn't be surprising after this they release a full collection that has all of it out all in one shot. But yeah, that's it's cool that it's there. It's one of those things that's like, it's finally we can just play now more or less all the original Metal Gear games. But I get why Twin Snakes wasn't on there, because there's Nintendo stuff in it and it'd probably cost too much work just to remove that. So who knows? Maybe the Switch 2 version might have it. Because apparently Nintendo's released the Nintendo Direct this month as well, so maybe, who knows? I won't hold my breath, because Twin Snakes I never played, because that game is quite expensive to get hold of legitimately, and I don't trust myself with emulations, because I feel like if I try and download anything, I'm gonna fuck up my computer. But that's cool that's there, which means there's probably not going to be another one, because like what could the third one have? Like, does the third one end up having? Okay. So I just had to ban another asshole doing self-promotion. BS. Wish people would just read the fucking rules. They're there for a reason. Anyway, if they did a third one, what would be on it? Metal Gear Solid 5, which is playable everywhere. So that's cool. They'll probably do like a one that has all of them released, but that is awesome. I think also like Metal Gear Solid. There was something like Metal Gear Solid Delta is half price, which is cool too. And then after that was some Castlevania stuff. I don't really care. New Silent Hill game, which is worrying me because I was worried when they released F last year, which I didn't play because I had so many mixed opinions on it. I might play at some point. It was very related to the combat, wasn't as good as the 2 remake. It's just I'm worried that they're legitimately analyzing a franchise never works, because Resident Evil was at one point. We got a Resident Evil game, if you count the DLC for Village, all the way up to 2022. And then they were like, yeah, no. Because then there was the remake of 4. So if you count that pretty much every year. And it was like, okay, we realized we just got to stop doing this. Let's just stop doing that, which is cool because, you know, it's been 3 years since the last Resident Evil game. Which on the side, like, people thought they were going out. There was rumors going around like a Resident Evil 5 remake. Which, why would you do that if you got a game already coming out? That doesn't make any sense. But it looks cool. Let's get the trailer up for it. Like, because like some of it was like very like. It's very like it was like they took the thing from the PT thing and made it like first person. Yeah, that's like first person instead. But it's just like breathing room. Like there's going to be an oversaturation. I get like they're bringing this franchise back, but like I think a 2-year gap between each of them would have been good. But having one that's come out the same a year after the last one, it doesn't. There's so many games constantly coming out, and people don't have time to like play everything. So yeah, like I doubt I'll play it because it's just like I'm just not feeling another sign. I enjoyed the 2 remake, but I just wasn't like, ah man, I need another one immediately, like a year after. I just hope they don't end up oversaturating it and try and stagger the release. And then there was, as you can see, there's a bunch of stuff we already knew about, like the Solus or whatever it's pronounced, you know, it's out, and then the Marvel Tide Confine, which doesn't really interest me. But then the last one they announced was, which didn't really so much. It was just a logo. There's not really anything to show. It was just literally a logo saying, and they got the original, like, you know, voice actor coming back for this. Which is a remake of all 3 of them, not the first one, not the second one. Now, here's the thing. They said that it's in early development and stuff, so it's like probably going to be a while before we see it, which makes sense why they probably didn't announce it last year for the 20th anniversary. Technically, we're still in it because we haven't reached, it's 21, so technically it still counts. Which makes me wonder if it's going to be, because remakes is such a fucking blurred line these days. Is it going to be the same game but with prettier graphics, or is it from the ground up remake? Are they going to make the trilogy gameplay wise and maybe even story wise more like the current God of War games? So that's going to be interesting to see. But if we're just seeing this now, we probably won't hear much from it until probably 2028. I feel like maybe something next year, a little bit more like gameplay, but this feels like 2028, maybe 2029 release, which is still cool that it's happening, because the fact that these games aren't playable, the original ones are still great, but it's cool that they're doing a remake. I would rather prefer that they modernized the gameplay enough, but kept it the same way how it is, the hack and slash, not because it's not like over the shoulder things. Because it'd be interesting to see if they're doing. Oh, there was a game that kind of baited that as well. Like there was a chicken guy. I can't remember which game it was. What his name was. Oh, there was also like Beasts of Reincarnations, which looks cool. I don't know if it has an English dub, because the trailer in that one was Japanese, but I know they had another trailer. I think it had English, which is out in August, which we will play that, because we cool to play something other than Pokemon. Because Game Freak has done other games outside of Pokemon, but most of them have never really interested me, and this one does. But where was it? It was like a chicken man. Like the start like really baited me because I was like, is that God of War? The God of War remake? Was that the start? That was that. What was it called? No, it wasn't that one. Was it After Beast Reincarnation of the Rayman thing? I don't remember what it was fucking called, but it was like this is the God of War? Oh, this was it. I think this was it, yeah. Didn't find the point of it. It was like it was probably like, yeah, it was that. It was like, hang on, let me. Weird having this cheery music and we've got this. These look like the Blades of Chaos, and then this chicken man showed up, and I was just like, oh wait, it's not. I mean, he kind of looks like the chicken version of fucking Kratos, but this was one of those ones that just like, eh. What was it? 30 minutes in. Oh, it must be. Is this one? Project Wasteland. Some I can't fucking read. But that was at least it was somewhat interesting. It seems like it's another Soulsy like game with like a bunch of dozens of enemies. So interested, but not like, oh my god, I want to play that. That's kind of the feeling of this. This is like the last state of play. Not terrible, not amazing, kind of good. Like in that good range, like a 7, I would say. 7 or 8, because like the God of War stuff, I was a fan of it. I've been waiting to see what they was doing, because there was the rumors of remake, but they're remaking all 3 of them, which I guess kind of makes sense, because like in the modern lens of games, all the God of War games would be like all 3 of those would be like the length of a hang on, I'm going to how to be, because I'm actually gonna just double check, because I think like the first couple of God of War games, and I've lost tracking, were like only like, trying to reach over to my fucking keyboard here. Oh, I should just pull it over, but I'm being stubborn as usual. War. Let's see. The first God of War is about 8-ish, 10 hours. The second one's about 12. The third one's about 10. If you're just doing at completion. So yeah, that makes sense to just remake all of them. Which does make me wonder, if they're remaking all of it, it might actually be more like it's the original games as they are, but with maybe improved graphics and hopefully gameplay. I don't want just hey, here's the pretty version of this game. Make the parts that were good better. Because the Dead Space remake is always a good example of that, where it isn't just the same game but with prettier graphics. They actually fixed areas and parts of the game that weren't great. I haven't touched the God of War game, the original God of War games in a long time. I didn't play them when they originally came out. I played the HD remasters on the PS3 of the first 2 games, because I saw the third one. I was like, oh, these look interesting, and played those and enjoyed them. So I don't remember what parts might have not been good on those ones. Because if they're getting the original voice actor in as well, it means that it is like a from the ground up situation. But it's one of those things we'll have to wait and see sort of situation. But yeah, overall I thought it was pretty good. Not like I said, good 7 or 8, I'd say, somewhere in that range. It wasn't like, oh my god, because it was mostly like, this is the point like why I hate leakers, because they leak so much stuff and it just ruins the surprises. Because we didn't know about this potentially being out, or even with these 2. Oh, I forgot about the God of War. Forgot about this. The God of War like Metroidvania game. It looks neat. Not my cup of tea personally, but it's cool they're doing something different with it, like something like different with the franchise. Like, and this is out now, so like, I don't know. These types of games just don't like really grab me as much. But who knows? I might give it a shot. I'll give it a try to do like God of War. But it's cool to like do something different with their franchise. They're losing their fucking multiplayer type game, like with Horizon. But yeah, I lost my train of thought when I realized I forgot about now. Shit. But yeah, the at least the remakes and stuff are happening. But yes, but the leaks and stuff is that most of this was already rumored, so it's not like, oh my god, this is big announcement, because it was already rumored. So it's like, because people leaked it, and it's like, oh yeah, it would be exciting if I didn't know. So there wasn't like anything that I didn't know was happening. Most of this was just like already rumored because of leaks and stuff. That this was most of this was happening. I think the only real kind of neat things was the anniversary stuff of other games. But other than that, it was mostly all we knew and stuff that had already been leaked. I wish people would just stop leaking stuff so I can actually be like, oh my god, this is a shock. To be fair, the God of War one, it was rumor leaks were and rumors were just the first one, so a little bit of a surprise that it's all three of them. But it wasn't like, oh, because like even this we knew was happening, but it's just like more of it's just confirmation of stuff we already knew. That's why it's like a 6 or 7 or 8 for me.